certain facts about it. It's something that definitely we are going to talk about. What is happening in Bielsa at the moment, the situation in Nimbe, and then this happened. I mean, and this is coming just after the announcement with the flood. And these palliatives, the government even had released a statement saying that people shouldn't consume those products, that they were expired. So my question would be, you got these things and kept them until they were expired. If you had this much, why didn't people get enough during the flood last year? Because clearly some people might have gotten one noodle, two noodles, or a pack of noodle, and that's it. Meanwhile, we had this much. Well, the excuse given is that these things are expired, and they're asking people not to consume them. Or if you go see pictures online, whether those pictures are the exact pictures of the people, looting the warehouse, I can't tell. So the pictures might not be pictures from what happened in Bielsa recently. This one says, FCT residents decry rising food prices. Yes. A friend in Abuja also told me this. It's quite expensive to even eat in a simple buka. It's quite expensive. And they don't know why. Because it's called the FCT, maybe? I don't know. Still on the Nation newspaper. Let's see if we get another one. Citigroup predicts more investment flows to Nigeria. Others. Those are some of the headlines you will see on the Nation newspaper. On the Vanguard, no NYSC law stops core members from becoming minister. But, source, find out details if you want to know. I think this has a lot to do with, I am sure you know who, who we are talking about. My question even is, when the minister was being screened, when she was being screened, did this not come up? Did this not come up? Was it that nobody saw it or nobody chose to talk about it? I mean, Hanatu Musawa, to be precise, Minister for Arts and Culture, Tourism, okay, Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, yes. Didn't this come up? If it had come up, perhaps we would have had a conversation and clarity would have been made at the time. Unfortunately, maybe that did not happen. Well, that is where we are. That's on the Vanguard newspaper, by the way. Miyetti Allah sets up 55-man legal team over injustice against herdsmen. I was also reading how the Miyetti Allah was saying the activities in Niger could affect their business, and I quite agree. Because we have cattle that come in from Niger into the country as well. Okay. A few of the headlines there. We'll take a very short commercial now. When we return, we'll take some more headlines and your calls. Stay tuned.
Stay with us. Nigeria in
hostages from Boko Haram captivity in Borno. Manufacturing sector contribution to economy falls to 1.49 trillion naira. First FEC meeting revive ailing economy. Tinubu orders ministers. Residents, this is how they put it here on the Vanguard, invade, loot palliative warehouse in Bayelsa. Now, clearly this picture isn't the picture of what happened in Bayelsa, clearly, but yeah, the looting of warehouse. I'm just shocked the government said those things are expired. That's the one that's, I'm just wondering, like, okay, expired, so you've had those things all along. Well, it's a few of the headlines you get from the Daily Times, Vanguard, and the Nation newspaper. Okay, let's go one more for the Punch and see what we have on the Punch newspaper. I won't beg for freedom, says Nnamdi Kanu. That's a headline on the Punch. Over 60,000 people killed in farmers' herders conflict. Reps. It's also on the Punch. Cameroon dam flood to hit states in 7 days. Federal government in 7 days, and I haven't seen people clearing, desilting drainages. It's supposed to be an emergency. Like, I feel like we are one of the states affected, so the government already should know this. And what we should be seeing now is machineries everywhere in all the canals, clearing, opening, parking, digging, desilting gutters where we have drainages, opening them, packing things out. Just do, at least let it be seen that you did what you could do. And if the flood still comes and people are affected in certain ways, but we know that you did all you could do and put all the necessary measures in place, then nobody would have any grudge held against the government. People would sit down and say, oh man, yes, the government tried this time, but the flood very serious. That is the conversation we would have. And then maybe after that, we begin to look at permanent solutions. But, I mean, 7 days, I don't know if they have started dredging any river close to you or clearing any canal close to you or desilting any gutters around your area. Well, maybe there's still time. Let's wait and see what happens. In the meantime, we go to the phone lines and we take your call. Ida from Nkoro is on the line. Ida, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yeah,
I want to talk about this flood issue. Is it when this flood comes, we'll start raising alarm to everybody? Just like when rain for your zinc is leaking, you just bail out the water. Enter rain, go, just keep quiet. You won't fix that zinc. We are suffering ourselves. Find the solution and solve this problem once and for all. Not when this flood will come and start worrying people. And people should not wait for government. You see, your gutter is blocking your frontage. You cannot clean up your gutter. You're waiting for government to come and light. I was passing in Bendel Street yesterday. Water was coming out. The gutter is blocked. And I asked them, why can't you clean your gutter? They say they are waiting for government to come and clean the gutter. But when rain will fall inside your shop. The rain will pack inside your shop. Customers will not come and buy something. You're losing customers and losing everything. And Bayelsa palliative, yes, those who did not see that palliative, it belongs to them. When River State Ungon, they share it to everybody. The former governor share it to everybody. And I know this one comes to this year too. My governor will be able to share it to everybody too. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you. Some people will disagree with you with regards to whether everybody got palliative in River State during the last one that was shared. I don't think everybody would share the same opinion with you at all. In Abua, Abinoye is on the line. Good morning, Abinoye.
Good morning, Femi Andrew.
Welcome.
Yes, I want to look at the flood jingle, by NEMA. I know that flooding is a natural occurrence, and one of the ways we can tackle it is by adaptation and mitigation. I think what we are now into is adaptation. In terms of mitigation, we have not done enough. They are talking about the Logja Dam, and that was the problem we had in 2012. And from 2012 up to now, NEMA have not done anything pragmatic, because the issue of coming on media and telling us that they are sensitizing the people, I do not know where they are doing that. In my own local government, I've not seen anywhere people are gathered, informing the people of what is impending. And then you will come to the media to tell them that they are trying. Now, one of the instructions they've given is that they should do what? Build drainage channels. You have built drainage channels 2 months to flooding. How is it possible? And in fact, at best, you will tell them to vacate, where they live in the flood areas. Where will they vacate to? I don't think that NEMA is doing well. And I want them to be more serious, because from 2012 up to now, and nothing has been done. This NEMA is just there for nothing. Thank you.
Abinoye, thank you. We also know that NEMA needs to be funded. And I understand with anybody that feels frustrated with how the government handled this, because we expected that after the 2012 flood, we would have seen massive work being done towards that regard. Okay, let's say that's too much. We've had the flood happen like 2-3 other times. And at every given time, the expectation was after the flood, we are supposed to do something. All hands should be on. Go look at the East-West Road and what happened to it from the last flood. That is a typical example of how lackadaisical our government is, how so laid back. And permit me to use the word, it would seem unconcerned or very serious about handling things. Houses were destroyed in River State here. Go to places in Auda, Axis, some of the places I went to, some of them. Houses were destroyed. People lost homes. Students didn't have their school time. Farms were plenty things. I know they shared stem then, cassava stem. I don't know how that worked out. Israel is in Emoha. Israel, good morning. Hello, Israel. Okay, let's go to Mufasa from NTA Road. Mufasa, good morning to you.
Yeah, hi, Andrew. Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's quite pathetic. You see, Andrew, my understanding of emergency is something that happened within a very short notice. Something that you never expected to happen. It just happened. But in this case, I don't know if it still qualifies as an emergency. I think it was Ida that said it, that when it rains and you have a leaking roof, I think the wisest thing to do is immediately after the rain, finish falling or dropping, you immediately try to mend your roof. Now, this happened in 2012. It happened last year. And now we are running a task as if we didn't know that this thing is going to happen. So for me, it shows a very high level of irresponsibility on the part of our leaders. If Cameroon can have it down, how come Nigeria, as big as Nigeria, cannot find a permanent solution to this problem? Now people will be displaced. Children will be left to be sleeping in the field and all of that. In this difficult time we are passing through in this country, it's really unfortunate. Now, look at what happened in Bayelsa. They are telling us that those things have expired. Now, like you said, at what point are those palliative, went around the people who needed it, that they had to leave some in the warehouse for it to be left to expire? Andrew, we have a long way to go in this country. I rest my case. Have a nice day.
I think for the Bayelsa State government, if that is an excuse, unfortunately, we would see what we can do to speak with those in charge. The only problem we have in this country, is that government officials feel like they are public officers, but they don't want to feel like they are, because it's always very hard to have conversations with them. If you are doing the right thing, it won't be difficult to talk to the people and inform them and tell them this is what is what and that is what is that. When I saw that, the first thing I was thinking was, we had this much in a warehouse somewhere. And okay, let's even take away, let's say for whatever reason those things were kept there. The economic situation, especially in Bayelsa, do you know what happened in Bayelsa? Bayelsa would need to get petrol from here. People will come here to lift petrol and then take there, or they go to other tank farms. The economic situation after the fuel cost and all of that, the government, if those things were even there, why not even had said, let us even share these things to people just to... There's a lot of things. So I'm just wondering why those things would have been sitting there. And that's it. If there were palliatives that should have been shared, why was all of it not shared? Even if people need to get 50-50, a carton of 50-50 carton of noodles, one person, why was all of it not exhausted? John is in Omudioga. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Andrew.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Yesterday, Federal Executive Council, where Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, said the net bad economy and NEMA won. I want to just say, when Buhari was the president, Ahmed Bola Tinubu was one of the people that decided something on the country. Jaji Amila was the Speaker of House of Rep. Many of them were in the National Assembly who are today also returned. What did they do? Everything that Mr. President then bring to the House, they will always approve all the loan without asking a simple question. And today, Mr. President said that he needs bad economy. Which bad economy he needs? Did he not benefited from the past administration? If he asked me, he benefited. Secondly, NEMA, one that 7 days time that there will be flood. Why NEMA is doing like this all the time? What is their plan? In my community, we have not seen any person call NEMA coming to sensitize any of my community people because those areas are rush area. What is their plan? Look at what is happening. Last year, there was a flood all over Niger Delta community states. What did they do? Every time they were busy talking flood. What is their impact? There is no significant impact in NEMA. They should scrap that agency because they are not helping the people.
All right, John, thank you. Let's go to Dota in Gokana. Good morning, Dota.
Good morning, Mr. Andrew.
Welcome.
Thank you. All of us are talking about this flood now. And everybody has something to do. Mr. Andrew, have you passed through when it's raining? I tell you that citizens will be throwing their debt into the gutter and using one stick to see how the thing can be running with the water as the water goes. Forgetting that it's going to stop somewhere. And then the rain comes, and then you can't have any way to go again, and it enters people's homes. And you expect government to come and clean it for you. I think we should help ourselves, even though we are asking government to do one or two things. But if you see how our citizens behave towards themselves, the things that would be dangerous to themselves, you will marvel. But if you don't see it, you think it's a joke. So I want to say that in as much as NEMA and government, all these people will do something, let us help ourselves. Because rains are here, and people are running away from their houses. Where are they going to be? If you are in your house, it's not easy. And you'll be out of your home. How are you going to manage? Oh, Mr. Andrew, all of us must do something. And I congratulate the monarch who has celebrated his birthday with widows in this place. Thank you, sir. Good morning, Madam.
All right, thank you very much, Dota. Susie is in Erema. Good morning, Susie.
Good morning, Andrew.
Welcome.
While we are beginning to cast aspersion on the government agencies being lackadaisical in their responsibility, we should also look at it this way that, for me, I have assumed that this flooding thing is in two ways. One that is natural, and that is one that is of human factor. The one that we are talking about in Amechi drives and all of that, just like you see during rain, when it rains, that is when you see some indigents or citizens of the state going to dispose their waste. And then we're also talking about NEMA and all of that. Communities should even help themselves. There's something I've noticed about certain communities. You see, in Alakaya community in River State, anytime, every Thursday, you will see some men walking around, closing shops and making sure that shop owners and indigents begin to clear their duty. In a Rema community, I have also noticed that within this period of Eguoba festival, I've seen youth going around, bringing shovel and all of that. If you don't come, they will come to your house and cut power for you and cut your plantain just to enforce this thing. So we must not always wait for the government. The one we can do, let us do it. And let us not begin to commit suicide and expect that government will come and help us. The issue of Nembe, underdevelopment is one thing that violence will always go against. The moment a community is full of violence, development will be abated. People should forget about killing their brothers and let us live together. Peace is one thing that is priceless, according to you people.
All right, Susie, thank you very much. It's not just according to us. Peace is priceless. And I think another important thing that you state, we have Cookie Gam in Rumulumeni. Leko is also on the line. Another important thing that we should note is this. I think our leaders have to, I think it was the former President Obasanjo who had highlighted something or said something in this direction. I can't remember exactly how he said it, but I think what he meant and what I would want to say is, I think our leaders have to begin to understand that doing a road does not mean that, you have done development. I think we should begin to see development beyond you built a road or you built one school, or you built you built a town hall, or you built a flyover, or you built a physical structure, and you think, all right, I'm doing great. I think if our leaders need to go for courses, they should. I mean, any work, any job you're doing, you go for courses to refresh your mind and learn. There are leaders all around the world. There are books to read. I think most of us, we should begin to encourage our leaders to do these things, so we have a different idea of what development is, or what development has become to be in recent times. We don't have effective systems in this country. We don't have effective systems that work. Leko, Cookie Gam first. Cookie Gam in Rimolumeni, good morning.
Andrew, good morning.
Hey, you're welcome. Go on.
Andrew, you see what I just say? People collecting the half of people, it get in a warehouse. It's last year till now. And it's not said to people. And the people who we want to put stand on the rain, sun and go there for them. What was meant for us to give to us to go and eat? They kept in the warehouse for last year, telling me that it has expired. And the people should eat it, they are not expired. When the government has failed to share what they give to the people, they say it has given that for since last year after the flood. They don't have pity for the people that suffered that flood last year through. Oh God, I don't know what to say this morning. And people are suffering hunger in Nigeria, and it gets put to the warehouse to sanction to people, and it is a shame to that governor and surprises. And don't be surprised too, that the river state, that warehouse of Abaru, it also every year, how we want to keep the food that the most of people to keep to them. They kept it for good 1 year to sanction to the people, and people are dying hunger. I don't know to tell people this one, but I know that God is watching them. Let Nigerians stand up to tell those bad government that are going. We should not move for them anymore long again. How the government office kept to the warehouse for good 1 year without to people. Tell that it's a step. No, I don't.
Thank you. Leko is in Opoko. Good morning, Leko.
Thank you, Andrew. Well, on the flooding, I will say that government, after the 2012 flooding, government has a plan, and which is their usual plan. And that is what your former colleague, that your elucidating, always say, the Tory strategy. Where there is excellency, both from the local government, state and federal level will come and point at with their cameras. When they go there, they say, "Oh, Tory, look at my people, how they are suffering. Oh, my people are suffering." And he will bring out his handkerchief and wipe his face and say, "Oh, my people, look at how my people are suffering." You know, His Excellency of their months. We are very funny people in this country. It's very unfortunate. The government knows that the people have no relevance in what they are doing because they don't have any. They know that they can force themselves into power by whatever means. So the people does not relevant to they don't have any relevance. As far as I'm concerned, if this government that have the people at heart, and they know that the government that they will go back to the people at every 4 years to renew their mandates, they would have done something. But this one, no, they know that they can just come with force of arms and force themselves into power.
All right, Leko,
it's so sad.
Thank you. You know, for the palliative thing, I'm even thinking, I'm waiting to see what the Bayelsa State government would do. Who was in charge of that contract, or who was in charge of handling or managing those palliatives and distributing them? Whether somebody will be punished, even if, well, Frank is in D-line. Frank, good morning.
Good morning, Ifeanyi.
Welcome.
Yes, let me dwell on the flood issue. I'm not happy this morning because I'm from a local government area, and each time this flood my people will be suffered. Last year they suffered. No, there was no committee that this flood does not reach. So this time around again, my people will suffer again this year. I was expecting federal government to build that after that 2022 flood. Yeah, they didn't do anything. Now this year again, they will say the people of the Orashi will go to IDP camp, doing work there because they want to save them for just few months. Then they will give them some 30 food. After that, my people will be suffered for them to get crop that they will plant new cassava and other items. No way. I'm not happy. Let federal government do something about this. But let them build dam that they will remedy the situation. It's not about sharing palliative that will not reach anywhere. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, Frank, thank you. We have Stanley and Patrick. Okay, let's start with Stanley and Lelewo. Stanley, good morning. Afterwards, we go to Patrick. Good morning, Stanley.
Yes, I want to talk about the issue of that ban. You see, I keep wondering what is wrong with this country called Nigeria. If a small country like Cameroon can have a ban, what happens to Nigeria? A big Nigeria. Is really annoying. I don't know what is wrong with this country. We keep allowing the citizens of this country to be suffering every time. We keep talking about Dan Cameroon is opening their dam, and Nigerians are the ones suffering it. It's really bad. Why can't we build our own dam and control that water as well? For the issue of the palliative that was shared last time in this state, anybody that is opening his mouth to say that palliative did not go around, that person, I don't know what's really wrong with that person. If a mere words, I supervise the sharing of that palliative in my community, Elelewo. The paramount ruler of Elelewo is Sonny Wele. When that palliative came, he shared in my community, I'm talking about my community, he shared that palliative around the three communities, and both indigenous and non-indigenous took part in the sharing. We didn't do it in the party level. It
all right,
went
Stanley,
straight to everybody.
Well said. Let's go to Patrick now in Bori. Thank you, but we don't have a lot of time. Patrick, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, the president Tinubu inherited part government. I think that this is laughable. It was like one of the callers said, the chief of staff was part of the last administration. Tinubu was the national staff of the last administration, where he was saying somewhere that receiving treaties from the last administration. Then that the issue of flooding, yes, we have said it. It behooves on the citizen to work with the government to ensure that we evacuate debris and waste from our drainage. And I think we should stop dumping of drainage. I think the local government is part of the local government that flood will occur in a low quantity. Yes, let me just thank the University government starting to allegation of Bori in Canada. For what we want, people of Bori should stop dumping in the drainage. They should stop it so that this flood will not engage.
All right. Thank you very much, Patrick. I know that when we say drainage, I'm sometimes shocked because when I look, so most of the things I see are just gutters. If you come to Rumosi here, the Rumosi GRA as it's called, you cannot see where that gutter is emptying into. It's just dug and gets to a point at the end. That's it. And then there was a road that perhaps I think the governor would commission. I saw on Facebook. The handlers on Facebook for the government were talking about posting pictures and videos, and one of the roads, no single drainage either sides of the road, nothing. We sometimes I'm just wondering, like, what have you? Okay, look at the East-West Road. If it rains from the Choba area coming, if it rains, that's it now. All here, if you come to East-West Road here now, if it rains, all the water goes down and flows into people's houses, and that's it. Sometimes you ask what is happening. Can't we see? Don't we know? Is it that we cannot add extra money? What exactly is the problem? PDP says President Tinubu economic policy is good, not good for Nigerians. I agree. Owanate Clinton. This other one says on WhatsApp, good morning. Blessed says President Tinubu gave Ministry of Foreign Affairs order that they should freeze visas of government for UN because many of them don't have business to do. This is a welcome development. I think it should have. Yeah, it's a good one. But I think more can be done. We inherited bad economy. The same blame game of previous administration has started coming up. Oh, may God help us. Unsa Kingsley, you sent that message. Residents in flood-prone areas lament lack of drainage, rivers, basin, and canals. Why can't government at all levels prefer permanent solutions to this critical problem? Iceberg Ukaibu. Greetings, please. This one says, good morning. all these flood news are timely warning. Now that it's imminent that the flood will once more surface in Rivers State, let the government and our politicians be proactive. Elder Joel Adolphus, you sent that one in. This person says, Bayelsa resident loot palliative warehouse. I still don't get it why people derive joy from inflicting hardship and pains to humans. Let me say something. It's not like palliatives were not shared in Bayelsa State. You could argue that it was not properly shared because, I mean, if we have this much in a warehouse somewhere that people can loot, it means you did not share everything. My question is, why did you not share everything? I'm sure some people had only one pack of noodles. Some people had only one carton. So why did you not share everything? Let's take a commercial. Good morning.
Wow, what's that? It's not a smell.